Hi guys, so I'm Ryan Williams, and I'm from the Creative Writing Program. Yeah, I don't know why you guys need to know that. Hi! So the first piece I'm going to read is called Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to you, you that made me feel beautiful, you that made me gaze at the stars, you that pieced me back together before tearing me apart, blindly guiding me into the shadows. My broken and shaking body dedicates the flag that you swore would make me warm, but instead it hollows me out, sucking the life from me, but I can't let go. This fabric becoming tar that oozes and sticks to my body. My knees are bleeding as I pick up the glimmering pieces of the United States of America. Broken and shattered but beautiful to yourself, a mirror reflecting an idealized state, instead of the gruesome thing you are. You believe the smiles on their faces are true, not melted and bent plastic, each one dedicated to you and to the republic for which it stands, promising an everlasting devotion, no questions asked, an unbinding contract, a contract that makes each one of us a product of your imagination, a soldier lost in your commands, and soon we are one nation under God, a God that does not care about your individuality, of what makes you different from the plastic next to you. The sad truth is that we adore you, each one of us gripping tight to your will, holding on to the weapon that we know will lead to our destruction, indivisible in our dying need to keep you. You are our piece of perfection, the God we ask for, but we are blind to the truth, the reality of your insanity. So instead we continue our existence, truly believing that we live with liberty and justice for all. My next piece is called Untouched. I entered my dollhouse to find the beautiful you, eyes wide open and waiting for the world to welcome you. Innocence was hauntingly wrapped around you, nothing out of place and the world at your fingertips. But no one came. I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you. Your hair had been perfected, your makeup was done. You wished for a story, a knight in shining armor, a journey to find the golden key, a Superman to save you from the evil villain. I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you. Your smile stretched from ear to ear. You're more vibrant and beautiful than you'd ever been. I loved you then, and next to you was the kryptonite that made it all possible. I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you. Your smile had faded, but your innocence stayed strong. You loved everything. You loved the new you, and you loved what made it possible. But how can you love something you don't know? I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you. Your head was patchy and red, your arm yanked out and strings were lying on the floor, your eyes vacant. I don't know what happened to you, and truth is, I don't want to. I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you. Instead, a soldier had taken your place. Sit down, stand up, be perfect, don't be you. I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you, but you had gone. I lost you in the valley of the unknown, thirsting for beauty, for light, for a call to freedom. I entered my dollhouse again to find the beautiful you, and you had returned. But all there was ringing, sharp and high-pitched, like an angel begging for mercy. My ears rang and burned, but yours didn't. You sat vacant and soulless, a piece of plastic waiting to be used. Thank you.
Not the mic stand, I'm sorry, the music stand. Yeah.
First, I'm going to read a series of 8 poems. Purple dots are wished in amity, but are executed, since the turtle is shy, and these dots cover sadness, joy, anger, fear, disgust, while nobody responds. Only lonely is the elephant when the mouse is missing, and since the mouse causes fear, it is something that the elephant must not wish to execute. Left is an anger, a fear, disgust, sadness, but not a joy. For me, it is a turtle that will prevail from its alone, shy self. Elephants have an existence where the fear is not understood, which causes an unsettling response, but they should say, "Okay, orchid, scream them petals. Okay now." Elephants sweat and become sore to the existence that is just poor, because sadness cannot show herself when the time comes to be healthy, always healthy. Nobody is relative to the power of the elephant, who longs for the mouse that is gone with the fear that was simultaneously the joy. Amity is a thing that does not always lead to health, which is only allowed when they are not executed and unsettled by the soreness. Poleena is to me as turtle is to a turtle that is smaller in joy. Now I'm going to read a short story called Do Company. I went on a walk with you. Well, not with you, but I saw you there. We came from different directions, but each had the same destination. I can't believe we both thought of the same destination. You didn't see me. That was good. It allowed me to see you, truthfully. The tan lines were so subtle, but the light illuminated them and outlined where your shirt had one spin, consolidated. Your body had felt the sun's warmth that day, and now, with the sun still beating on your shoulders, you look for a way to combat its heat. Your hair is up, exposing this fact. Why must you display it? Do you know I'm here? I fled to the other direction and retreated to my front lawn. When I came back, the trees grew lavender flowers. They contained a scent of lilac, though I don't know what lilac has a fragrance of, or if it even has the capacity for one. But you always thought the color lavender held its essence. I went home and fell asleep that night, and dreamt of a bumblebee hovering over a picked flower, soaked in a trifle of purple. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Valerie Melendez, and my first piece is The Inner Core. I open my eyes, and it seems too bright to even move. I walk, touching everything. I'm trying to find the door, something gleaming as if sun reflected against silver. It guides me towards something scorching, somewhere. I won't be able to have a soul. Oh, defrost. I can see myself walking with it. It looks like an enormous silver robot. I've been learning about this the whole week, the inner core. I received an A in my test that week. It took me, and I wanted to take me again, and never bring me back. My second piece is called Straight into the Fire. Straight into the fire, we crash together, making an unflattering noise. We come into our flesh collide. Together, we lay in water, letting osmosis take its effect. Straight into the fire, the touch of plants full of life become a doubt. Is this a fact or imitation? If you pinch me hard enough, you can tear a piece of my glee life. Hummingbirds standing in my branches, my selection of life pathways, letting go until the moment is gone forever. They soar, always finding peace, nature, sometimes threatening, my soulmate. Straight into the fire, I smell the freshwater plants. Is that my digestive system or my brain? I can't tell. Everything is green. Why not blue or red like my interior blood? Leaves clump together, everything united. Does segregation happen in nature too? There's no difference. All beautiful with no constructed limits making any difference. Straight into the fire. I want to be reborn into a stingray. I want to have the life of a plant. I want to be able to breathe underwater. I want to soak up every drop of life source. I want to become the ocean. I could be a mermaid, something everyone wants to see. But I can't, because the beautiness will take the beauty from your eyes. Blind, I simulate to be, when someone has a life I desire. Straight into the fire, I have to accept reality. Things aren't as beautiful as captured by the eye. Eyes used to see, brain used to think. Plants don't have eyes or brains, tortured by human hands. Why can't this be? Jealousy? I think desire of life, never being like a flower that blossoms in the sun, without being frightened to parching up into something that could be crushed in seconds, or polished as a pebble once smoothed by erosion. Straight into the fire, I am always going to see my life as a tree. Branches being my hands, deciding what to do. Leaves being my brain, deciding what pathway to take. Big thick stem being the road towards something never to expect. My life, straight into the fire. Thank you.
Hello? Can everyone hear me okay? Yes? Hello? Louder? Really? Okay. This is part one of something that so far does not have any other parts, but that's okay. You know? One. I started having stomach aches at 13. Around the same time I started praying to the aliens. I remember. Body slammed open by bright, hot sky, restlessness pooled inside the joints. The world something I could hold in both hands like a cold tangerine. I came rushing out of my skin as blood springs to a break and stood just outside my skull. 9 years old, alive, uncold. Those were the brightest colors I've ever seen. Later, in 7th grade homeroom, we watched the film of the 1969 moon landing. I drew in one of my red notebooks and watched the snowy light project a square, inside of which, of course, were the astronauts. The next day, homesick and half delirious with codeine, I watched a documentary on the History Channel about alien children in ancient Egypt. I decided extraterrestrials were a good idea and prayed for an alien abduction. They found me locked in the laundry room later that day. At 13, I was invincible. I was in control. I bleached out the bad parts of my brain. At 13, there were Band-Aids and razor blades hidden in my box of old Barbies. At 13, I read everything. The Sunday comics, my sister's romance novels, Taoist philosophy, the backs of cereal boxes, the Diary of Anne Frank. I wrote in red notebooks. I held myself together. I couldn't remember things like how it was to hold the world, or how it was to stand small in a museum, invisible using only a coat collar. I couldn't remember learning to subsist mostly on ice cream. This is what I remember. Snuff film number 2. When I was 11, we were driving in the rain and a bird flew into our windshield, which was bad enough, but then got trapped inside the windshield wipers and was racked violently apart before our eyes in full red color, before my mother had the sense to turn off the wipers. She swears this never happened. I don't remember learning how it is to attempt to vomit at Benadryl in somebody else's kitchen sink, or Tylenol on the side of the road, but I must have taught myself. Nobody else teaches you those things. I lost my plastic bag of baby teeth somewhere a long time ago. I forget where most of my information comes from. I forget this. At 13, I feel I must have known more, but here now I ask myself, why don't I remember? And if I don't remember life, then what does that make me? What does that make me? Thank you.
Hi, my name's Aurora. And my first piece is called A Shade Of. A shade of intentions flashes, a traffic light, and caution is nowhere to be found. A thrill doesn't thrill me anymore. If I can peel your top back, Campbell's soup, can I see? A shade of cadence hits my lip again. The brick and mortar and steel beams are snatched for just an hour or two, and what happens after that? A shade of my vice, your vice, makes its way from under debris and pitches to me. Imagine that. Imagine that you're just being a chick about it, that you don't get it, that it's not a big deal. An entanglement of these invalidations never stops tailgating me. A shade of fog has finished its disappearing act. Its efforts are my mornings, its afternoons have nothing to show for. A shade of justifications telemarkets my mind, except it must be a 24-hour service. As you always persist, it would be a pleasure, and yet I find myself buying distance instead. My second piece is called Oriental. You walk into a house on a winding road in a canyon your parents' eyes gleam at. Cross the threshold, the mahogany double doors open. You start to take your boots off. That's what your mom tells all your friends. What are you doing? She asks. Taking my shoes off, you say. You don't have to. That's so Oriental, she says. Your socks are all cute and fuzzy, she says. My last piece is called You Don't Have to Bind Your Feet in Chinatown. I'd like to know why you feel the need to order my culture off a menu and attempt to eat it whole. Not just take it down your throat like tequila, slip your fingers around it, really grab it by the balls. Hold it captive, make sure I can see your fingerprints on the red silk. Take it, crumple it to the back of your closet when you're not feeling it. After you throw your silk, Urban Outfitters, kimono, cardigan, poncho, whatever, onto the closet floor, don't forget to take your face off. Maybe the way Mulan does, wiping half of it off and staring at Chinese letters. Do you want that on your lower back too? Actually, no. I wouldn't like to know. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I am Shayna and I will be reading my poem called Graceless Angels. Graceless angels dressed in black with chains, boots, and tattoos. They are called troublemakers and hooligans. They are companions of the wastes, beasts to the unknown. Do they have savagery or are they kind? Savages that eat the light of those happiness or kindness that promotes happiness? Kindness is defined by society and the dangerous population. Graceless angels, they are abused and they are broken. They are found beneath bridges and found at concerts. They scream at the sky, bursting from the confines of monotony. Their absences are obvious if they are all out of touch. They are visible, yet they are invisible. Graceless angels can be teens and they can be adults. They can be your neighbor, a friend, or a stranger. The defining light that shuts them down is a contradiction. They are questioned for decisions unknown to them, and they are the omegas to the alphas. They hide in the shadows and love dark entities. Graceless angels will be loved at peculiar moments for those selfish enough to claim the credit. Do they want love or do they want peace? Peace from the destruction bestowed to them daily. Or are they too far into destruction to seek solace in creation? Is destruction better or is creation? Destruction and creation are synonymous and antithetical. Destruction is love and love is destruction. Creation is hate and hate is creation. Graceless angels with their plucked wings and misunderstandings. They are wingless birds trapped in cages. They are punished for individuality and forced to conform. They are trapped in their minds as they stare rebellious on the gray walls of submission. The same walls they desecrate for art's sake alone. The same walls built for their amusement. Graceless angels, they are uncanny yet beautiful. They are known but unknown. They are silent and obnoxious. They are incorrigible yet ordered. Graceless angels are construed individuals and a dance unchoreographed. They are a heart unbeating and a life unliving. They are angels said to have no grace, but they are the souls collapsed by social order. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eun Ji Sang, and this is a story I wrote. Angels flew down from the heavens and told me to buy some sugar. I said, sure, why not? I need to bake some cinnamon rolls today anyway. On the way to the store, I saw some bats flying around. I don't know why, but I feel like bats should be hanging upside down at this time of day. I saw my friend Kimberly, so I said to her, I wonder what these bats are doing at this time of day. When she turned around, I realized it was not Kimberly, but some random stranger. Of course, she didn't care and just answered right back. Oh yeah, I forget what they're called, but there are certain types of bats with that behavior. She turned around to point out their specifics. I felt so embarrassed that she wasn't Kimberly that I slipped away right then. I hurry on to the grocery store and buy some fruits, cinnamon, egg, milk, butter, yeast, salt, and flour. What am I forgetting? I don't know. I go back to find the angel's heavenly light pouring out my window. Ah, that's right, the sugar. I go back to the grocery store. I see the fat woman in the sugar aisle. I quickly check to see if the sugar is there, but they've run out. I go to another store and check to see if they have the sugar there, but they've only got the weird one. I buy that one just in case the angels might want that. But I still want the other one, the good one, like the powered one and the regular one. So I go to another grocery store looking for the sugar I want, and I guess the Batwoman is looking for the sugar too, because she's in here also. I look at the sugar, I see the sugar, both kinds, and run to pay for it. I go to the longer line just to avoid the Batwoman, but once I'm done paying for the sugar, the Batwoman is there in front of me. I pretend not to notice her and walk past her, but she says, "Excuse me," so I run home. I get home and grab all the sugar I have and give it to the angels. But they say, we want the rest of your groceries too. I get teary-eyed when I realize I've been avoiding the Batwoman just to please these dumb angels, and now they want all my stuff. I hand it over. I get mad seeing them having a food fight with all my groceries. I stomp out to my car. Through the window, I see the cinnamon and eggs fly, making the flour making such a huge mess. It looks fun until the milk splashes onto the angels' halos. I decide to take a nap. I dreamt about angels having a food fight in my house, heating it like an oven. And then poof, there were cinnamon rolls everywhere, though it was more like cinnamon bread. I was so excited that I woke up. I realized that I was still in my car. I felt really achy, like I had slept on the couch. I decided to walk back to my house, whether the angels are having a food fight or not. When I walk in, I hear a bunch of angelic voices saying, "Happy birthday!" I looked at the angels. I was confused. They looked at me and said, "Enjoy your birthday bread," and left up to the sky singing opera. I looked around, and sure enough, all over my floor and walls was cinnamon bread. I took a bite, and I got a taste of heaven. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rotonda, and I have 3 pieces I will be reading. The first one is called Love. I do not believe in love. Is a feeling, a dark feeling, a sickening feeling, such as love, can scream sunshine and red. However, do not allow that to make you crack. Love is full of discomfort and tears as dark as a painful thought. The second one is called The Feeling of You. How should I define you as an absence in my life, egg that I cracked, the color of grief that fills my head, a feeling of love that is pushed into the rain, allows emeralds to shine as the tears that deserve to be sunshine splatter. And finally, this last piece is called Thoughts by the Pool. But I'm nobody, pure time. The water that surrounds me is somebody, but I'm nobody. The cars passing by are somebodies, but I'm nobody. The birds calling to each other in the clouded sky are somebodies, but I'm nobody. And why? Because I lack the knowledge that others understand. Where am I? Why am I? I want questions to be answered and my voice to echo throughout mountains and landmarks and oceans and winds. I want to understand the world. My curiosity tends to be obnoxious to others, but that won't stop me from asking. I feel as though my life can be stupid these days, gradually becoming dumber as my feet touch the floor. These waves are calm and free. It's nauseating. I know I too want to be calm and free, but not like these waves. I'm running out of words. My dictionary is spilling definitions into this pool in front of me, or pond, or whatever it is. There is no life. The sound of trucks and buses dictates the noises of others. I mean, birds are loud, but not that loud. I feel stupid. In my dreams, my eyes are shut. In my dreams, my pillow and I are connected by glue. That's stupid too. My writing just gets longer and dumber, like I'm writing from a first grader's point of view. I hate myself. I hate myself because I have nothing to say, but then again, should I? I don't want to hear their voices. I want to hear voices, just not theirs. Their voices could drown me faster than this pool could. I want to go home. Not my house, but home. I mean, that's where my heart is, but it's gone, isn't it? I hope I end up okay. As a matter of fact, I hope everyone ends up okay. There goes my words again. If I knew any better, I'd run. I could smile without being punished by loaded tongues. They walk around and I see them. They are subtle, but that silence is louder than they think. Maybe I'll read his words, the ones printed on a desk far away. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Claire. This is a piece that I wrote by talking into my phone for 7 minutes and then transcribing the recording. It's called My Body. My body lacks sound. My body lacks sound. My body lacks sound. My body lacks sound. Yours does not lack sound. Yours is loud. Yours is not silent, mine is silent. My body lacks sound, but yours snaps, crackles, pops, not joints. Your body shakes, and shaking makes noises, and you can't stop shaking. Your body wavers, stutters. When you stutter, you make that noise you hate. Hate. I have nothing to hate. My body lacks sound. But when I lack sound, it's different than when you lack, because you do not. You pause. I have nothing to pause. Not to say that there was never something there to begin with, or that there isn't the occasional murmur, but usually I lack. You pause. My body lacks sound. Your body does not, and you don't even notice yours. My body cannot stop from stopping the sounds My body lacks sound, and it's odd to think that we were never the same, at least to me, definitely to you. Like my heels on the stairs, concrete stairs, I'm walking up. The sound my feet make is constant, because the distance between each step is exactly the same. I wish we were the same, but I wish to be far, far from you. I would give nothing not to be you. Everything. Something at least. My body lacks sound. Your body makes sound. My body does not. Mine is silent. Your sounds are not constant, like the stairs or those red couches no one is using. Your sounds are sudden, unpredictable, and you hate the unpredictable, though you say you love it. I hate it too, but not in the same way you think you do. Maybe. Can't remember. My body lacks sound, and it feels like murder the way I've disposed of you. Murder is harsh. You were harsh. But the bus that just passed screamed murder in bright red, so it feels right. I wish I was. I am not. Sorry. My body lacks sound. You don't know this body. You don't know me. You do not know how it's possible for me to have no sound. Trust me, you will. You won't. You can't exist without sound. That's why I took it. Why my body makes no sound. My body lacks sound, and I'm starting to think there will never be a time when there is sound. You will never feel like this. I know you don't. You can only exist with sound. I exist because of the absence, a place you are not allowed. You can't be. Sound dies, you die. I killed the sounds my body made. You might think it, but you do not lack. It does not lack. And despite the same birthmark on our right thigh, my body is different than yours because mine lacks sound. My body lacks sound. I'm walking closer to the street. When you were me, you were never me. You'd walk right in. You can't hear the oncoming traffic over your body's noise. My body lacks sound. I think I want to explore now. Consider it. You do. But trust me, once you do, there will be nothing left to explore, only a want. If you explore, your body will stop to make sound. And when your body lacks sound, it will not be yours. My body lacks sound, or maybe it does make. If my body produces the same sounds as yours, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I can't hear, and what I can't hear does not make sound. But yours still does. Your body makes sound. Your body. It reacts to rhythms. Rhythms you think you know, but you've been off key the whole time. I hear it. Your body. Thank you.
Hi. My name's Nadia, and I'm going to start with my first poem entitled List of Do Nots. I am not only meant to be charming. I am not only meant to be a personification of something that is meant to be fragile and small. I will not be someone who is quiet, that will only speak when spoken to. Do not tell me to quit talking. I do not want to be addressed in any provocative way. Because a man sees me walking down the street, I do not serve as bait. I have a name. Do not ask me if I am free tonight, because I will lie and tell you, of course, why wouldn't I? And please do not ask me if you can come. Do not address me as hey gorgeous. Do not ask me if I'm having a good time, because I'm able to be on my own. Do not make me risk my own definition of a type of moral righteousness. To stoop down to your level, to get you to stop following, to stop talking. Do not later apologize, claiming I wasn't trying to offend you. I will still not invite you. Later you will become belligerent that I have discontinued acknowledging you, and if you are guessing correctly, I do not have time for you. second poem is entitled Get Lost. A 15-minute drive from home, I somehow get lost trying. But sometimes I like to take the long way, pretending to get lost, pretending that I don't live here, using it as an excuse so I can ask directions, so I can talk to somebody who has a better idea of what's going on. Sometimes I like to think hitchhikers make better friends because they like to get lost, despite doing anything they can to get back home. I know them. I sometimes hate getting mistaken as a tourist. I like to think that I know so much more than you. Of course, I have an unfair advantage. I live here, I know here. When hitchhikers get home, I sometimes think they miss being confused. A man I once met downtown on 7th Street said, "There is only a life worth living when you yourself gets lost and are forced to make an interaction." A type of event that I know hardly ever occurs. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and this piece is called The Passage of Time. As the wind blows through the sea of unmoving metal machines, I see the road crumble into dust. Time will tear this city down, turning it to chaos. Why has your death never felt real as what I see before my eyes? Am I simply living in denial? Closing my eyes to what I do not wish to see? Only your shadow remains, but I cannot see what is in front of me. As the wind blows through the line of gaudy mansions, the last of the home-like abodes fall to corrupt millionaires, whose wealth builds a new society to which the others must conform or disappear, buried beneath the corruption that pollutes the air with its filthy stench, never to be seen again. As the wind blows through the valley of ashes, a grim reminder of our fragile existence, shrouded in despair, a coffin for the hopes and dreams we let die. As the wind blows through the solitary wasteland, a smuggler crosses the infinite expanse alone against the chaos. Do I really enjoy being alone, or is that a lie I tell myself to compensate for the lack of company? As the wind blows through the city built from dust by those seeking a new life, in the wasteland created by their own sins, the magic that built the city upon a hill will eventually tear it down, turning it to ashes. The one thing we have so much of, and yet not enough, time. As the wind blows through the shining city made of steel, I know its death is unavoidable, yet I still wonder whether its glory will truly vanish, ghosts from the age of humans who fail to preserve their existence. As the wind blows through, I will not live to see what I saw, but as time passes by, all that we have accomplished, our contributions to the great society, will crumble to dust, and the wind will take those memories away. Thank you.
Is this good?
That's as low as it goes. Hello, my name is Bruna Gill. I'm going to read this poem first. I wrote it. It's called An Ode to the Task. An ode to the task, wings rubbed, covered in a pollen on the little stalks in the grass move, in the same way in the wind as the bees do in them. Jittering in ode to the task, vibrating in patterns with the hum of the air, but always true to the ground, stood still, never the buzz stays consistent, though it changes volume in ode to the task. There's a city or a field in my belly, doing this and that, always an ode to the task, squishing around like water in your back, teeth high-pitched and quiet all the same. All the same in ode to the task, the bugs stayed shushed and let the bees do the bidding. The helicopter was chopping before it came above me, and it will continue to after the ode to the task. Never stops. People let out, going for reasons, letting out their noises and pollution necessary of different kinds, each as important as the other is, point less in ode to the task as the other is. No singular situation unique in its self-knowledge of bells by the hour, or ones not significant enough for much more than brief curiosity in ode to the task. The darkness of the leaves stacked under the sun told you how deep you are and how to get home by the birds sang, also in ode to the task. The second piece is about catcalling. Don't tell me I'm beautiful because I already know. My calves, my hands, my forearms, and my hair when it's breezy are all I feel beautiful, and don't need you to like the things that I don't, because those things don't matter. Most people seem to feel differently. Most people can operate a forklift legally, and that makes me beautiful too. You take beautiful away from me when you limit it to a moment's experience. How could you know from across the street that I'm beautiful? Because I think dead bugs are beautiful too, and make them into art and pin them to my walls. How could the length of my skirt tell you that my favorite animal is a stingray, and I find beautiful in them, and that is beautiful? I don't think there is anything funnier than their mouths, and I could laugh beautiful for hours. How could you call my muscles beautiful without seeing the beautiful they make when I dance? And the hours I've spent in pain and perseverance, not for you or your, hey beautiful. Don't tell me I'm beautiful because you don't know. And if my eyes follow yours behind your windshield as you drive by and I'm on the sidewalk, know that I'm not returning the sentiment. I hope that my being beautiful turns to your feeling strange, because two people following each other with their necks like a pair of chickens in a busy intersection is absurd, and I hope that we would laugh about it together if we ever met. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Olivia. My first piece is called Pierce the Happy Hide. That's hide as in animal skin, just so you know. Pierce the happy hide of our still walking destinies. Greet him and her and him. Know not your personal profit, speaking easy, common, plain. Drive out fear of fate and folly, and apathies and visceral beauties. Pierce the happy hide. Kiss my stretched entrails. Treat the gentle yoke of quartz and bone from years of processed meats and memories of strength in our fingernails, like cold summers and empty threats of rainfall and river, and born from the ashes to find a hollowed, it'll be okay, Eleanor. Pierce the happy hide. Step into the clover shoe, worn red, of haunting petals, and courageous ocean, and a memorial to the bottom of the blind lake. If you don't look away, you'll lose your sense of what is it like to be happy. Say, to be happy. I promised her, I swore, swimming through sightless waters, empty of ribbon and lace and potential to be true. Why does it have to be true? She saw in me. Pierce the happy hide. I don't yet have power to abandon toes I still balance with. By night, tightrope butterflies flood It wants your blood. To use your mind. To use your mind. To use I wish I could tell you. Why is it the moon glow on the porch that speaks plainly? Please just tell me. Why is it so difficult to peel away the flower petals that have grown on your skull? When you sing, I hear them fluttering. Pierce the happy hide. Abandon your screaming machine, the room turning so independently of the rebel jukebox glare. Marry in our common belief that you can't walk when your feet are chained to the ground, concrete cushions. Our futures depend on which part of ourselves we sacrifice. We are all of us amputees. If you concentrate on the tattle, you will not hear the ending, because our fingernails have been ripped and given out to starving madness and hungry heartbreak, and the pearl will need your waking. Pierce the happy hide. Go looking for candy feeling, boiling in the hungry hearts that burst, if the sounds demand. Lilac, morning, and the bits and rivets of teeming fishes, and complicating connections to appear vital in the thoughts of somehow. We see the sunrise in her stomach, and it means we do not need saving. My next piece is called Temporal Inattention. No matter where we go through this petting zoo, I hear the screaming machine like sharpening a scythe, past the shit licorice and graham cracker toothpaste, past the plastic papel picado, and the birds speak like arguing. This way is slower, with the flattened Wetzels and tortilla feces, and the caviar pool, step on bark like pigskin. Sunburnt bougainvillea through wilting leaves by a wind, to make away with the stench of stale gasoline in her garage, where race cars and flattened pennies and reputation said, I have something to show you. What I cannot feel in my skin, I can feel in marrow, gorgeous. Less like song, more like forgetting, more like worn socks at the bottom, unwashed. I can't see the animal, but I know it is here. A farewell seems unnecessary. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Peter Hong, and I have two collections with me today. The first is called Stuff. P. Pink blood spills pretty and bright, she laughs. Give me pink blood, so that when I return to battle, I can stain the fields with how pretty I am. Trinket. Magic trinkets run off batteries, sculpt from plastic mold and stickered over. 8 of coins. I am building the tower bit by bit with vanilla cookies I brought to school for lunch. Trade me a teddy bear gram, and I will be the greatest architect of our time. The greatest tragedy of all. We have come too late to lunch, and all the spaghetti noodles are gone. We eat only meatballs and sauce, and still they are completely delicious. The greatest tragedy of all. Guy Fieri. I am a literary Guy Fieri. I am shoving the greasiest, sloppiest, most trashy and hackneyed narrative meat into my mouth and licking the special sauce off my fingers. Haiku. The man standing at the urinal next to mine has white angel's wings. Love. Love makes the world go round. Dear Lord, please don't stop loving, or this planet is doomed. Oh God, love harder. I think I saw the world slow down a bit. Monsters. When I was 5, I fed the monsters in my closet and took care of them in secret. When my mother found out about them, she said we couldn't keep them and made me release them into the wild. To this day, she claims they're living on a farm somewhere, but I know they've all died off. This next one is called Chinatown to Olvera Street. 1. We see a skeleton of a pagoda under construction in Chinatown. The top, a bright red and green lacquer curve, the bottom steel and wood frames. I try and think of something deep to say, but find nothing. 2. In this sign for Chinatown construction, I see all American names. 3. I think Idaho is a big state, I say. I think if you went to Idaho, you'd just find a cardboard cutout of it, falling slowly backwards with a touch. I think Idaho was invented by middle schoolers to trick each other into saying. I imagine George Washington telling Thomas Jefferson, please, read this order. Thomas Jefferson says, I hereby decree that Idaho, you are! George Washington shouts triumphantly, then cites the Constitution. 4. In the trash, I find someone's unnecessary things. Hair, an arm, colon, lips, lipstick, embarrassment, jealousy. 5. A sign by Olvera Street says, 2006, best barbecue in downtown. It is 2015. We laugh and wince. 6. Antonio Aguilar is sealed in stone, kept in a circle of steel and flowers by Olvera Street. He yearns to be free, but it is a sunny day and everybody takes pictures of him instead. He asks a young boy playing by his legs for freedom, but the boy does not listen. 7. I see a tiny little rainbow flag posted in the door to a bank. I ask if they have put me inside of their glass panes and wonder how I fit. I conclude that I should stop thinking so hard about flags. 8. I hope that if I ever get sealed into stone for eternity, I get stuck in a cool pose. Imagine if I were frozen forever, about to sneeze or something. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amelia Anthony, and I will be reading 2 pieces today. The first of which is a poem called Your Sentences Hung. Your sentences hung in the air, I could have picked them out. They lingered, it bothered me and not you, always. All I knew was how to love you, that it was in the wrong font. I liked serif, I liked debauchery. Your sentences hung, themselves they escaped. The morning was, yours and mine, most things were. We were cleaved and cleaved. I lost my knowledge and was senseless again. Words shriveled and commas slid down my face in a familiar way. I made a mess, fix it. Your sentences hung as the pixels took small eons to send, build, destroy, repeat from you to me. Thank you. No mistake was ever so unspeakable. Perhaps you knew the receiver? You do, it's me. Please laugh. Your sentences hung over from drinking up my words. Last night I was rough. I don't serve to punish. You believed then, I suppose now help. Mine surfaces smoked, and crossed eyes saw four of us, but still only my eyes were crying. Your sentences hung, their coats up in my wrecked home, sat down, in my mouth leave, repeat, don't, you're hurting me, I love. Stop it all, for good it should have ended when it was easily my fault. This is hard. Word terminal, don't say you love me, now it's near done. You made it this way. Why did you? You had this plan from the morning. I wished you practiced less and felt more. Your sentences hung there, I touched them, velvety and helpless. You did not want this. Repeat, don't, I'm hurting myself, I hate. They singed my fingertips off. Why don't you let me touch you? Your sentences hung too many times. We were both stumbling. Repeat, I hate that voice, it's haunted me since the first day. Again, spit it out, I don't like your tone, it stings. Why do you do this? My second piece is a letter entitled Dear Virginity. We are not anyone's city flower. We are not sitting prettily with rose petals covering our crotches. You have caused an extreme fear of puncturing a fruit that's mostly pit anyways. You have told us we must love him. You've planted an impossible scene of a beautiful couple whose time is right. You have said we must be older than we are now, but still young enough to woo. You have forced us to contain our teenage urges until we're ripe. You are archaic, Neolithic. We are not property, and we never were. We have no inherent worth that could be tarnished. You have draped us in white silk chiffon, our father making a trade to the first and the last man. Your definition is ambiguous. You have invalidated our lesbianism, instructing us that any other sex isn't real. You have told us having a man and his pleasure are what matters. You are brutal. We are not losing you. Nothing is being demeaned or broken or torn or popped during our first consensual sexual experience, except our societal standing. It is not supposed to hurt, and we are not supposed to gush blood. Your factually inaccurate rumors circulate to put us further in danger. You make our girls throw up with anxiety and pressure and big deals. The strain that you and the act of not being able to find you anymore impose upon us is overwhelming. They may have pride in separating us from you. However, you bar us from celebrating. Our strained attachment has been severed, and somehow we only feel shame because we let you down instead of treasuring you. Thank you.